Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. Today we are delving deep into the mind of Mark Waid through his therapy journal. Captain America issue 699, Man Out of Time Part 2. America 2025. We start out the issue with Captain America fighting somebody in armor, and then it turns out to be the Hulk. Yay! It just jumps right in. Then we get a little recap on this boring page that really tells us nothing. That one of the lamest fight scenes I've ever seen. Captain America uses a shield full of explosives to blast in the face of the Hulk, which turns him back into Banner. Then they fight some security guys. Then they manage to break right into the building, because apparently you can do that. And they go down to the heart of the reactor to shut it off, and it turns out it's just Ben Grimm pushing the thing around like a horse drawn a millstone. And he's convinced millions of people's lives depend on it, but he was lied to. Yay! Yep, there's the worst dialogue I've ever seen in a comic book. Captain America makes his way up to the bad guys' building, and they scare a bunch of rich people for whatever reason. And Captain America confronts King Baby, and King Baby's nonsense mind control crap doesn't work on Captain America. And there's some crap about lesser people and wallowing in failure and poverty and socio-political stuff. And Captain America bonks him in the face with a shield and gives this crappy speech. And then he gets hugged by the weird lady with short hair and rippling muscles, whose muscles are bigger than Captain America's. And she calls him Bomb Pop again, because apparently that's funny. And we see this ragtag band of misfits that just somehow overthrew the government with their mutations and whatnot. And then Captain America says they need a leader and looks at our lady here. I guess she's a woman. I don't really know. And they say, "No, we need you, Captain America." Yay, clap, clap, clap. Yep, that was the story. That Captain America is going to be their new leader. It was sad. It was horribly written, horribly paced. What happened, Mark Waid? Did you get a traumatic brain injury when no one was looking? Like, you used to be good. Aside from the obvious political crap that is just ham-fistedly wedged in here, it's not even a good comic. It's barely a comic book. The art is horrific. Absolutely horrific. It seriously looks like an Archie artist that was got a hand injury and couldn't draw anymore, so he's using his feet to draw, but he only knows the one style. Honestly, this could have been a decent story if he had not been so overt about it and taken his time to really pace out the story. There's a lot jammed in here that probably should have been paced out into 2 or 3 issues. Their strategy to get in is just ridiculous. The appearance of the Hulk thing is wedged in there, shoehorned in because they needed it to be. The bad guy, we don't really learn anything about him. He's just super evil, and obviously it's a Trump stand-in. Yeah, we get it, Mark Waid. You don't like Donald Trump. Nobody but you cares. This was garbage writing. He is capable of so much better than this. He wrote Kingdom Come, which is still regarded as a classic 20-some years later. He wrote the Captain America run back in the 90s, which I loved back then. I have to look at it through a different lens now. This is just beating you in the head with politics. It's not about justice, it's about revenge. He even tells that to Ben, talks about getting even. No, it's not about getting even, it's about justice. It's about doing what's right, and this doesn't sound like Captain America at all. Yeah, he even says, "Ben, I know you want revenge. God knows you're entitled." You're not entitled to revenge. If that were true, then everybody who's had a family member murdered would be out murdering murderers, and the cycle would continue. That's not how a civilization works. It's not how society works. This is just an angry person's diatribe. It really reads like a therapy journal. He's supposed to be journaling for his therapist because he's got some anger management issues or something, and this was the result. I seriously think that if Captain America had pulled his mask off in this issue, it would have been Mark Waid's face. This was a power fantasy, a power revenge fantasy, and it was a little disturbing to read. And I don't know Mark Waid, but I get a pretty good sense of his personality through this, and he is just a very angry man, if this issue is any indication. And he should work on that, because that's not healthy. You can't go through life being angry all the time. So yeah, I did not enjoy this book. I would never recommend it. The art is atrocious. The writing is simplistic, to the point that the writing is simplistic in a golden age sense. That golden age writing where it was aimed at like 8-year-olds is better than this. And it's because of that I can't recommend this book. Just wait for the relaunch and hope that Ta-Nehisi Coates is better than this trash, because this is far from Mark Waid's best work. I expect better out of him. He's capable of so much better than this. Honestly, I can't even think of a comic book writer in the industry that would write this badly. It's almost like he's trying to write this badly, as if he's trying to make people angry at him. We're not mad, Mark Waid. We're just disappointed. You can do better than this. I don't know if Captain America can recover from the successive string of terrible, terrible stories. From Nick Spencer making him a Nazi, which was a huge slap in the face to fans, and now this crap. I used to love Captain America. He was always one of my favorite superheroes, and this was just disheartening. I used to think that Mark Waid liked Captain America too. I thought he was one of the better Captain America writers, but now I see that he doesn't care about this character at all. It's more about his ego or something else, or his anger, his rage that's blinding him. I don't know. I would tell you to pass on this one. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode.